Hello friends, in last video we discussed about the five kingdom system. Now we start the kingdom planting here. Plants can be classified on the basis of presence or absence of body parts. The other criteria for the classification of the plants is conducting tissue present or absent. Again, the plant can be classified with the presence and absence of flowers and other characters also. Now, botanists each divided all the plants in two subkingdoms. Subkingdom cryptogams and subkingdom phenologams. In subkingdom cryptogams, seeds, flowers absent. That is why in Marathi this subkingdom called as Apushpa Vanaspati or Bijaheen Vanaspati, and the other phenologams, this group in Marathi called as Sapushpa Vanaspati or Bijadhari Vanaspati. Here in cryptogams, body parts like root, stem, leaf present. But in phenologams, all the body parts of plant present. Who tell me the body parts of the plant? Root, stem, leaf and flower. These are the body parts of plant, and all the parts present in this subkingdom phenologams. Today we discuss about subkingdom cryptogams here. The plants which include the cryptogams division, subkingdom, divided into three divisions on the basis of presence or absence of body parts. This cryptogam subkingdom divided into three divisions. First division, Thallophyta. Second division, Bryophyta. And third one, Pteridophyta. Phyta means body part. In Marathi, avayav. No differentiation of plant body. Here, two body parts. That is why bryo. Here, three body parts present. That is why pterido. Means, if you think sequentially, there is a evolution. In thallophytes, undeveloped, mostly undeveloped plants include here. They may be unicellular or multicellular. Now we discuss about the characteristics of thallophytes. If you have question in question paper, write the characteristics of thallophytes, then you have to write it. The first characteristics of thallophyte, they grow in water. You think? Why? Because they have no roots. How they conduct water? That is why they live in water. Automatically availability of water is abundant. First characteristics, Thallophytes grow in water. The second main characteristics, the body of thallophytes not differentiated into root, stem, leaf. Just thalloid, thallus. That is why thallophyta. That is the main characteristics of thallophytes. Body is not divided into root, stem and leaf. But these thallophytes possesses chloroplast. That is why autotroph in nature. That's स्वयंपोषी. That is why autotroph in nature. In thallophytes, mostly algae consist here. All types of algae are the thallophytes. There is so many variety of algae. That algae may be unicellular or multicellular, may be small, may be large. For example, Spirogyra, Ulva, Sargassum, Elothrix. These all the algae included here. For example, we discuss about the Spirogyra. Just rainy season will start now. If there is a pond nearby your colony, observe that stagnant water. It has a greenish layer on the upper surface. Think yourself how that water now look like a greenish shade. If you take some drops, some water and bring it in a lab, try to observe it, what do you get? What do you see? You will see a fibrous body. Again, you try to observe the single fiber, then you will have the structure of cell of Spirogyra. I just show you Spirogyra cell here. You concentrate on this figure only. There are so many charts and specimens of the plants and animals in our biology lab. We will use step by step. Now, how that thread formed? What is the structure? What is the structure of that thread? You see here, that is a cell of Spirogyra. That rounded shaped cell arranged next to each other and forming a thread-like structure, and so many threads forming the body of that Spirogyra. आपण शेवाळ म्हणतो बघा, शेवाळ. That is Spirogyra. Why is Spirogyra called as a Spirogyra? In the cell of Spirogyra, the chloroplast arranged spirally. That is why this Spirogyra called as a spiral. Okay? Some fungi, like as yeast and molds, are also consist in this thallophyte group. That is an exceptional case. Now, the next division, that is bryophytes. Again, I just try to tell you, observe the oldest buildings, wall of oldest building or bridges. You will have a greenish carpet on that particular walls, and that is nothing but so many plants, bryophytes. That is a type of bryophytes. Then we just try to see the characteristics of bryophytes. These plants grow in a moist soil, but they have to need water for reproduction. That is why this group is called as amphibious plant. Now you have a question. Why the bryophytes called as an amphibious plant? Then you must write, these plants occurs in a moist soil, but they have to need water for the reproduction. That is why called amphibious plants. The body of the bryophytes, a ribbon-like structure, flat, multicellular, green in color, autotrophic in nature. All these characteristics present here. For example, Rixia, moss, funaria are the examples of bryophytes. Now, both the group having similarity about the absence of conducting tissue. Here, conducting tissue not present. Here also, conducting tissue not present. What is conducting tissue? Xylem and phloem. जलवाहिन्या आणि रसवाहिन्या या दोघा ग्रुप मध्ये नाही. So called as a non-vascular, असंवहनी. That is a common characteristics. Bryophytes and thallophytes reproduce with the help of spores. In bryophytes, body parts, only two body parts present, but these are not true. Means, in the bryophytes, true root, stem and leaf not present. Here, leaf-like structure, stem-like structure is present. Roots are absent, but instead of that, a unicellular rhizoids are present. Listen, in thallophytes, no differentiation body parts, but here, leaf-like and stem-like structure present, roots absent, but unicellular root-like structure, that is rhizoid, present. And that is why conducting tissue absent in both the divisions. Now we see the characteristics of pteridophytes. Okay.